Patty in downtown Los Angeles. It's another W for the Clippers. I guess what I liked most of all is we kind of pour into this box score. This was a different way to win the game. We've gotten used to these Clippers shooting from deep and just destroying teams. They didn't have that going on tonight, so we got a different look as they damaged the paint.
Well, overall, when I look at this, the stat sheet, you know, Serge Ibaka said one thing in the press conference, practicing good habits. And if you look at their defense, they did a great job of understanding it. They didn't shoot the three particularly well, 10 for 13. But the way they moved the basketball, the way that they were basically brought a lot of energy on the defensive end, it allowed them to generate a lot of transition points. When you have more transition points, you're able to get into your transition offense and allows more downhill play, meaning drives to the basket. We saw that they attacked. They really took advantage, Jeannie, inside with the Clippers bigs in Ivica Zubac and Serge Ibaka tonight. So they knew exactly what they wanted to do, but they were very detailed about doing it.
Yeah, especially early on inside. So kudos to OKC who went in at half and made some adjustment. But you know what? There's nothing you can do about Kawhi Leonard. You could sit in that locker room for days, weeks, months, years. He's unstoppable.
Well, again, at the stat, he's 10 for 21 he had 31 points again, back-to-back 30-point games. He got to the foul line. I love getting to the foul line, 10 for 10. But before you know it, like, he had 16 points, and then it's just like, how did Kawhi get 31 points? Because he stayed patient. He played within the offense. The ball movement got back to Kawhi. They ran a lot of plays, a couple of down screens for Kawhi to get to that low post. But when he shoot the basketball, I mean, he was 1 for 7 for the three. But he attacked the basket. That's what you want from your star player. If you're not shooting the three very well, if you're not really getting to your spot, you attack the basket. He did that, getting to the line. But right here, I love when he took advantage of the smaller defenders in that low post. That is his signature shot, to get down the mid-post, take advantage of that, look over the defense, pass, make some passes to his teammates, but he continues to do it every single game.
That's why he's our Comrack's highlight of the night. No, by the way, he had 8 rebounds in there as well. So it's a superstar that's not afraid to roll up the sleeves and get in there and get dirty like he has to. And speaking of getting down and dirty, the defense, what did you think of the Clippers' D tonight?
I love their defense.
Okay, there we go.
I love it. I mean, it's even better. I thought at times last year they had good defense, but this year it's totally different. It's a lot more continuity. You can tell that they're talking a lot. And when you talk about your defense, it has to be a lot of communication on the floor. And if we look at this video, you see more communication. You see the team playing with a lot of energy. Right now, it's you help the helper. Nicholas Batum gets beat a little bit off the dribble. He goes back and get a shot block. Kawhi Leonard takes his time. There you go again. Nicholas Batum. He's in the play. There's Nicholas Batum again with another block. They knew exactly. I'm just going to keep saying his name again. Nicholas Batum gets another block. Look at Serge Ibaka and Luke Kennard right now patrolling the paint. Kawhi Leonard gets the steal, but they just did a great job. And I love this right here. Well, let's talk about this. The first play starts with the switch. Marcus Morris is communicating early to Kawhi Leonard. Right now, if that backdoor cut happens, you have Paul George waiting in the back, Genie. Good individual defense right there by Marcus Morris, and a great stunt by Luke Kennard to force Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to make a play. Right again, Serge Ibaka takes his time. He plays individual defense. Again, right here starts with Marcus Morton digging, taking a stunt. Luke Kennard sees the play, gets a deflection, and forces his team to attack with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Great individual defense again. Serge Ibaka recognized the play, and Kawhi Leonard is waiting. If it's the pass in the corner, he takes the play. But they made the pass to that half-court area, and he gets the play. He stops the basketball. It's just great individual defense by every single player on the floor, and that's what you like. I know Coach Ty Lue would show that defensive sequence in their film session, because that's what you want. You want everyone to get in on the defense and play the right way.
5 blocks in that first quarter. So the defense situations, just getting to know each other out there on the court, getting to know the systems that Ty wants to run, and then having trust in each other.
Yeah, it's really about trust on the defensive end. Now, if a person drives a blow by, you want to know that your second line of defense,
yeah, you got me.
Your second line of defense is there to help you. And during that last sequence of the film, you saw if a person got beat off the dribble, the next man up was waiting for that defensive or offensive player to make a mistake. And if you pass the basketball out, for really good teams, leads to easy transition points, fast break. It leads to open threes. And sometimes it puts your team in a position where you can get in foul trouble, which allows that team to get into the penalty early if they're down 5. And all of a sudden, you got 3 or 4 fouls and you're at the foul line, and it changes the momentum of the game.
Well, you need some proof of that. All you have to do is look at the last outing with the Sacramento Kings, because that's pretty much what happened. The amount of points the Clippers got off turnovers, how many times they went to the line. Makes sense, Professor Maggette.
Thank you.
All right, double-double tonight for Serge Ibaka. We kind of talked about this at some point during the game. They wanted to ignite him early, and it was fun to watch because he was very active in the paint.
You look at it like maybe he had a little frustration against OKC. He played there for 7 seasons, I believe.
Was a little payback.
But, I mean, listen, you can't put a little man on Serge Ibaka. You're playing with a smaller lineup. He took advantage. He attacked the basket. He got to the offensive glass. And his teammates saw that we need to get Serge the basketball. He's really hot right now. We want to feature him down in the low post. So you saw early in the first quarter that Kawhi went to Serge Ibaka. PG went to Serge Ibaka. Then Lou had 7 assists early on in that first half that he got the ball down to Serge Ibaka. So I just love that, coming back from a 1-for-6 shooting night the last game, to get activated and get 17-11, 7 for 8 from the field. Way to go, Serge.
In fairness, he was under the weather, so I'll let him have a rough shooting night because he made up for it tonight. All right, when we come back, we're going to go back over to Staples Center. Coach Ty Lue has made his way to the
few games. I noticed Lou, in particular, was really active on that end tonight.
Yeah, it's been good. You know, I think we've been doing a good job of just differentiating between pick and rolls, 2-on-2, and then, you know, one-on-one drives. We got to help the low man. So we've been doing a good job just trying to see the difference between the two, and just trying to stay active on that low man awareness.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Law Murray.
Thanks, congrats on the win tonight. Looking ahead, you got the same team, but the start time on Sunday is earlier. And, you know, over the last couple of years, this team has had some interesting matinee game performances. Obviously, the burn the tape game against Dallas, and then it took a while for you guys to get started against Chicago, even this season. So how do you get your guys ready tonight to get ready for that next game? And are there any takeaways from the string of the inconsistent performances?
Why don't you let me know, Love? I don't really know. Why don't you help me out with that?
Hey, I know I'm going to set my alarm a little earlier for that.
Yeah. No, you know, we'll be good. You know, I just think early games, and then with the later testing and how things are going, you know, just to try to make sure the games happen. We just got to get our rest, and we just got to be focused. And today, you know, in today's game, I thought we had a good flow and a good rhythm in that first half. And I told the guys that was my fault in the second half of not getting the same flow and not forcing movement in that second half. So we'll be ready. We're ready to play, and just got to do a better job on Shea.
Thank you. We'll go next to Miriam.
Hey, Ty, congrats, man. Nick Batum had himself a pretty good day today, all told. What'd you make of his effort and energy coming out, you know, considering all that's happened in his world?
It was great. You know, just seeing him, you know, have a beautiful daughter and then come back and want to play the same night just shows his dedication. It means a lot to the team, and just happy for him. You know, today was a big day for him, like you said.
Thank you. Next, Andrew Gray.
Hey, Ty, you talked about how throughout this year you've talked with guys on the team, kind of giving them reinforcement whether it's Lou Williams, whether it's Luke Kennard, about how you have confidence in them, go out and play like they're used to. Did you have any kind of talk like that with Serge? Because he hadn't rebounded like this in a while. He hadn't shot like this in a while. This looked like it was one of his best performances of the year.
No, just, Serge is a vet, so, he understands the game, and his whole philosophy is, getting PG and Kawhi and those guys open, and the ball's going to find them if we're playing the right way. And I thought he did a really good job on the offensive glass and being big down low, having a presence. And so when he's playing like that, we are a different team. And I thought Zoo came in the first half and did a great job as well.
Corey McGinney, I'm looking at the stat sheet. This is a weird one on Nick, but to come at Staples, this one kind of a fun situation. It's one of those series that the NBA has put on the calendar to try to get around a lot of the protocols and make travel a little easier. So OKC gets pounded down tonight. They're going to hang out in L.A., and we will see them on Sunday. If they had enough of Paul George today, I guess that's just too bad because there's another helping coming on Sunday. Not a lot of recovery time.
Well, he started off basically, it was 7 for 7 for the field, and he took the last second shot in the end of the first half, and he missed the three. But Paul George continues to stay aggressive. He gets this ball screen, he gets to the basket, and that's, I think, far as when you look at his season this year, is more attacks to the basket. I love what they're doing. They're trying to isolate him a lot on a low post, maybe to get a spin. We all know that he's shooting the three exceptionally well. But if I had to nitpick on Paul George, it's really trying to take care of the basketball. And we just spoke a little bit about it. It is more about reason. A lot of times coaches make adjustments on players. But in order...
Back that up, because we talk when you guys go away.
But
and so I asked Corey, Paul George has mentioned that he's doing a lot more reading this year and as trying to be more of a playmaker, if you will. So how much of that weighs on you as you are facilitating, just being you, the superstar PG, and then you realize, I got to look to pass this one as well?
Well, the ball is in Paul George's hand a lot during a game. So sometimes when the ball is in your hands, you might have those turnovers. But again, now Paul George understands that he needs to make reads and he needs to score. And a lot of that is about the adjustments. Sometimes you have careless turnovers. But for Paul George, he's trying to make the right play. Sometimes you can actually just shoot the basketball instead of making those tough passes or trying to dribble in between two players, even though Paul George is